I had a happy childhood. But by the time I was in high school, I had depression. In high school, I went through some real low points in my life because my parents got divorced and I didn't know who I was and what my purpose in life was. I prayed and blamed God at the same time. Why was my life so bad? One night, I wanted to end it all. I found the pistol my mom had left at home. We had just been to the shooting range a few weeks before and I knew how to use it. I took the gun to my bedroom. I got down on my knees and confessed to God that I had to do this and that I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't see any hope for the future. My parents' divorce had also hit me very hard. I cried out loud and I put the gun to my head and pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. I pulled the trigger over and over again and it just kept clicking. I threw the gun on the ground and I screamed like I was mad. Later, my mom found out about it and she took me to the hospital. The doctor gave me some medicine. She later checked and found that the gun's firing pin was broken, which is apparently not a very normal thing to do. I then tried other methods, all without success. After a year I gave up trying and tried to move on with my life. When I was 27, I married my girlfriend, who I am still with. But the depression kept tormenting me. Then we had our first child. After having a child, we faced a lot of problems. Not knowing how to raise my child. During this time, I read the Bible a lot, and I always had a lot of doubts. God loves everyone, so why would He send people to hell? I began to have doubts about my faith. If He loves us, why is there so much suffering in this world? My depression was getting worse and worse. I decided to give up on God. He never really answered me anyway. Did He really exist? What about those who are of a different religion? I decided to give up and choose my own path. And not worry about what others think. It was fairly easy to give up on God, and I felt that if there was a hell, the place I was living now was the real hell. I talked to my wife about it. She knows what I really think. I have always been honest with her. She said she wanted me to be happy. She started crying, said the kids couldn't live without their father and didn't want me to leave them. She suggested that I find a new therapist and I assured her that I would be positive and cooperate with therapy. Every time I went to the therapist's office, I felt better. But after I left there, I would feel depressed again. One night, I was coming home from a basketball game with a friend. I didn't get home until about 9 p.m. My wife and kids were already in bed. I took a shower, put on my pajamas, and made something to eat. I watched TV for a while. I fell asleep on the couch. I suddenly appeared in a dark room. I was confused, but not scared. Then I heard a voice say, "Look." I think it was God, and then a voice started to play, like an old movie projector. Then a light appeared in front of me. Then the movie started and the voice said, "This is your life." Then there was darkness again. Then the voice said, "This is your life, how do you see it?" The projector restarted and started playing again, this time with an additional thing on it that looked like an electrocardiogram. In my life, if I feel I've done something good, these lines are above the median line, and if I've done something wrong, they're below the median line. It runs through my whole life and there are many peaks and valleys on the chart. Then the voice said, "This is what I see in your life." I started to cry. He didn't judge me. He had nothing but unconditional love for me. I said to him, "Can I stay over here?" He said, "I know what you are going through, but your time is not up yet and you have to go back and finish your mission. Trust me, everything will be fine." When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the couch in the living room. Tears had dripped down my shirt. I was in shock. What had happened was so real. A year later, I no longer needed any treatment and slowly I was getting back to my normal life. I had never felt so good about life. I knew God had changed me. He has always been there for us. God bless you.